So, hope you all have been good. These are the stages and everything. This is stage 3, dreams and lessons, right? So we'll go into dreams first, then we'll go into lessons second, right? Oh, and if it looks like I'm not looking at the camera, I'm really not. I'm just looking at the sunset. But I'm talking to you while so dreams. A funny thing, is really your dimensional space that you access when you sleep. But if you look at it a different way, it's what are you telling yourself? What are you communicating to yourself? Right? Now you might say, well, Israel, I have random dreams that have nothing to do with my life. Au contraire, my good friend. Your dreams have way more to do with anything than you think. So, I'll give you some examples, right? Last night, no, the night before last night, right? I had a dream. I was just saying, like, I was like a Spider-Man, like, and the other Spider-Man was there from, like, that movie Spider-Man, No Way Home, and we were swinging through the city, right? But the storyline of it was amazing. So, like, it had people I needed to protect. There were people that I was defending, people that things I need to stop, certain people that I saw die, certain things I did that people may say are not possible, right? So, me at this age, you having a dream, you're a Spider-Man. Like, okay, so I understand myself. I know I want to do everything I think I can do. I know that. I know I want to have fun. I know I'm expansive and energetic, I know I can be that way. I know myself. So I had that dream that tells me a lot about my imagination. My dreams are like full movies. Like, my dreams feel like I'm there for hours and days, and then I come back in this world when I'm awake in this world. So my dreams go on for long periods of time in the dream world. Sometimes they're like 10 minutes in real life. Anyhow, so part of the dream there's someone I need to protect, right? So that tells me to myself that, and it was somebody I loved in the dream too, so like a character in the dream, I love them. That tells me that I hold people close to my heart very dear. I hold them in high regards and I'll do anything for them. There were certain obstacles I need to overcome in the dream to do to like climb on walls as Spider-Man. All I need to do is believe in myself. And that tells me that my belief is very important to me. That's how I'm able to do things. And there was another dream I had that night too, where like I was like running from this, I don't know what kind of creature this was. Not running per se. Okay, it makes me better. It was me and a group of children, like children were orphans, right? And we grew up in this home, and this adopted woman, this woman who adopted us, she took really, really good care of us, but she was old, but it was like this big castle and whatnot, right? So we had to see this woman's past. We ended up seeing this woman pass, and we saw that she was like this fairy, right? With these beautiful wings in her younger life, but like she got corrupted, so she started ants biting her foot. So she started like seducing men and whatnot, and then having like these half human, half fairy hybrids kind of thing. I guess to say, I'm not really sure. I don't really remember that part of the dream too well. But either way, certain of them found out who their father was. Certain of them don't know, right? So after we learned her past, she found out, and then we needed to know. Like, we were running from her. It was like, shit, yeah. Busting out. The castle was really tall, so like I saw everybody running down the stairs, and I was like, the easiest way to downstairs is just to jump off the stairs. Everybody was like, nah, you crazy, you can't do that. And I was like, okay. So I jumped over the stairs and I was like floating. And I was like going down. I was like, see, I told you all I can float. I was like, I know myself in dream. I was like, you're just gonna keep running, but I'm gonna float down and be safe, and I'm gonna get further away from you. Either way, long story short, we end up flying out the castle. We get like ejected like by a catapult in some room or something, and end up in some music class or something. Music was really nice, like choirs, and some like beautiful music was playing in dream. But I'm not gonna go too deep into the analysis here in the video, but I just know that again, my self-belief is important. And nobody could tell me what I can and can't do. And that's the attitude I need to bring into this world fully and completely. Right? And I know that because that's me. I know myself. Nobody could take that away from me. You know? But it was fun, like I was having fun in the chase and everything, so that tells me as well that I can have fun in any dream. That no matter the situation, I can have fun, you know. I can enjoy the moment, no matter who's telling me what. I can love myself. So the real task for you here with your dreams is to, every morning you wake up, whatever dream you remember, even if it's just 2 lines, write it down. Because me, I always had vivid dreams since I was a child. Like I remember this one dream. I was driving through canyons in this 1950s car, but it was real old and I was like a white dude, but this felt like it was so real and it was just so surreal, like this old experience that I had. So I know the dream speaks for itself, to be honest, but I say that to say I always had connections to my dreams. I always knew my dreams. I always like had beings coming into my dreams telling me stuff. So through me learning, I was like, one day I woke up right on the ceiling journey. I was like, why are these dreams so vivid? Why are they so random? So I was like, dream interpretation, and it just popped in my head, and I was like, okay. I wrote down the storyline of my dream, right? I was like, what's telling me what in this part? Okay, so I need to. This is sub blah 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 blah. This is stemming from something in my mind that I haven't acknowledged yet. So I take that and I learn from that. And eventually I started seeing more beings in my dreams till the point where a being most recently told me I was becoming Source again. And I was like, hey, cool, thanks. You know? And it would be so dramatic, it would be so real that to the point I would wake up to like go pee in the night and I would just see this being in my room, like the whole room would just light up bright, and I would see her, she would talk to me in my dreams and telling me stuff. I would be waking up like this, it's coming up and I'd be hearing voices in my head, it would be telling me things. So it's like one of them was like, Ryomi will help you. It's like Ryomi's my name, and it's like, oh, like, okay, you know? Like you receive the knowledge inside it from your dreams if you are open to it. You know, and plenty of things too. Like that's why I tell you to write your dreams, because I am connected to my dreams. I know I'm dreaming when I'm dreaming, but I know to the degree that I want to be dreaming. So I'll be like, so this is me in my dream. Like, oh, in my real life when I wake up, this is not how things are. So I know that I'm dreaming. It's like, so or sometimes I'd have a dream about something. I'd be like, oh, when I wake up, I need to tell them. You know, so I know I'm dreaming, but it's like an experience, and you could really get connected to yourself through your dreams, because your dreams could lead into the outer body state. And now it wouldn't be conscious, granted, it would not be a conscious, like you wouldn't know until you wake up, but you'd be having these profound experiences. So for example, I've had one where I was in this desert field with pyramids, right? And I looked up at the sky and I was like, oh, these people fighting, like this war going on, like these angels and these humans and barbarians. And I was like, I want to go up there. So I floated up there. I was like, and then one of them stopped and watched me. He's like, what? He's like, how are you up here with us? And I was like, well, I saw you flying, so I could fly too. I watched him and he's like, what? He's like, no, you're not supposed to remember that. I was like, I'm pretty sure I could fly because I am here too. So like, if you could do it, I can do it. You know. So again, that's my self-belief talking to me. And he was like, what? So he was like in this kind of diamond mask, and his robe and whatnot, like, took off his robe, like, shh. Yeah, the robe had wings on it and whatnot, but when he did, he turned into this white being, and he was like, alright, seeing as you said you could be up here with us, he was like, punch me in my face. He's like, land one hit on me, and I'll tell you, I'll tell you the secrets. I was like, it's like, okay. So we started fighting. He wasn't hitting me, right? And then like, he landed one hit on me. I was like, all right, that seems fun. I was like, I hit him and he flew back and he was like, what? And he had his next friend like standing up to the far left watching him with his hands together, just observing us. And I was like, okay. And he's like, Israel, he told me his name, right? He told me what his name was after fighting me. So after fighting me, his name changed. He said, I'm gonna give you some of my power, so you could be like us now. And I was like, okay, you know. So okay. And then it went on into some other parts before it seemed like unconditional love, right? And blah 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 blah. But at the time I didn't know. So that's to say how deep you can get connected with your dreams, right? 11 as I was watching the timer. But in the future I'll share some experiences. But yeah, so you can learn a lot from your dreams, right? Just telling you how deep your dreams can go. Is that the moon? It is the moon. So it doesn't look like that on camera. So right. Dreams are lessons. So dreams covered, right? Lessons now. Lessons. Instead of viewing your traumas as traumas, right? Write down the experience. Go back. Write down the experience. Say, what was this experience showing me? Okay, this person acted this way, but I reacted this way. Why did I react this way? Like, okay. And this ties into my last video. Like, okay, I learned that I react this way because of this way, so that means that I need to show more love, not only to them but to myself. So I need to have more love. Or okay, this lesson showed me, okay, I wasn't the problem here. I had love, but this person didn't want to learn. So like, okay, so my not because I have something means that I could give it to somebody and they would accept it without them wanting to accept it, you know. Like, somebody could be arguing with me and I could show them a different perspective, but it won't change their mind unless they want their mind to be changed. So I can't help you unless you want to help yourself. And then you don't beat up yourself for it. You say, okay, well, today's my first time alive today. I don't know any better now. I only know the best I know now. So I can't beat myself up for what I did in the past because I only knew what I knew then. Right? So that's what you tell yourself. Right? I'll say something. A lesson I had to learn from my last breakup, right, was how to love, seriously, how to drop the masks, right? So I wouldn't go into too much details, but my last breakup, my last lover, she showed me what it's like to love myself unconditionally, because she loved me unconditionally. She didn't have any doubts in me, any fear with me. She never argued with me. She said what she had to say when she needed to say it. She always believed in me. You know, I always believed in her, I never put her down. So I needed to learn the lessons of to always have patience with people. You know, when you're in love, when you're in true love, you don't even want to argue with the person. You understand them and you know where they're coming from, and you say, okay, I love you still, you know. I'm listening to you. I'm here with you. When you're with them, you just say, well, when you're in the intimate time with them or whatever, you know, not to get too personal, but like, you just learn. They love you for who you are, and you love them for who they are. So you don't judge each other. You're just happy to be in each other's presence. You play with each other, you know, like children do, I guess. Have fun, make jokes. That's like your best friend, you know. That reflection is like you getting to learn to see yourself from a different point of view. So because she was able to, and I only learned this lesson recently, right? So because I realized she could love me for who I am unconditionally, I realized it made me love myself unconditionally. And now I was a lot healthier at that time, as a matter of fact. I was a lot happier, right? I realized those things, and I was like, she brought out what I already had in me. So instead of being sad and attributing everything that I loved to her, is that she brought out the best in me and I brought out the best in her. So I learn now that okay, I could just sit with myself. I'm just happy to listen to myself, understand myself, own myself, have patience with myself, not need anything but the love of myself. That's enough for me. I could play like a child does with myself, like, you know, with a dirty mind, the people stop thinking about that shit. But yeah, I could love myself that way, you know. I could believe in myself unconditionally. I have the patience for other people unconditionally, understand where they're coming from unconditionally, not get mad at them, be ready to forgive them for anything. Love never blinded me to the fact of anything bad qualities. It's like, no, I acknowledge the whole of you, and I love the whole of you, because I just love you. I just love you, and that's okay. Where you're at, I'm happy for you. Happy to be with you. Same, and she was happy to be with me. So that same attitude that she had towards me, I can have towards myself now, because that's just a reflection of me. You know, I'm a reflection of her. So, and there's a reflection of people are a reflection of you with anybody. So like, that's just a feminine aspect. I'm a male. I have feminine energy in me. Plenty of women have feminine energy in them. So, what was going on with this phone? Battery dying. Nah. So, alright. So, hold on, I'll show you this one. Beautiful. Right. So, I might as well learn to have that feminine quality about myself, the unconditional love, the unconditional self-belief, sitting with myself, loving myself where I am, having patience with me, loving me, understanding me, creating with me, having joy with me. I might as well have that for myself, because she brought that out in me, and she could have the same qualities that I brought out in her as a man in her. So that the world may look down on it, but I'm happy for it. I love it, you know. That's me. I love me. You love you. But that was this video for today. That was some stories, some dreams, some remembrance. Is next video actually. I almost slipped my tongue, but remembrance is the next video. Soul remembrance. Remember who you are here on earth without needing to leave your body. Remember who you are, because you can remember who you were. Get back memories of your childhood that you repressed. You can remember your personality before coming to it. Remember certain memories before coming to it. Just know who you are internally and let that power you, drive you, create from you. You dig? Anyhow, I love all your peace.